G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here. We are up for an adventure today. Would you come with me? Provided you can hear me without all this wind, Arctic wind coming in off the Atlantic. Well, let's go. So today I thought I'd channel my inner Michael Shane Bloom as I talk about the Bruny Island boat trip. No, I'm not going to do that. We did a tour around the southernmost point of Bruny Island, and this was just before the tour, and you can see I'm all rugged up and we're ready to rock and roll. And this tour goes in raging winds, high seas, freezing cold temperatures into the Southern Ocean, which basically you have to dodge the icebergs as you're out there. So let me just show you some GoPro footage as we move through, and I'll kind of commentate as we progress, so you can get a bit of a feel for my experience as we lead to the whole point of this video, which was shooting seals, and that was very, very exciting. These are apparently the largest tessellated cliffs in the southern hemisphere, some at 200 meters high. There was these incredible caves. We actually went into a cave and thought we were going to die. We even hit the bottom of it as we almost hit the ceiling of it at the same time. There were these blowholes just pumping out these massive quantities of water as the air compressed, and they looked just sick. The sea was raging. It just had this life of its own, and we scooted past like within a meter of the edge of where the waves were crashing. It was quite exhilarating. The water was bright blue, which just shows you how cold it is. Apparently when the water is bright blue and the sun's not on it, it means that it is freezing. And I can attest to that. It was freezing, but the beauty of this trip was you can't access these scenes any other way except by this boat cruise. And so you can't put your drone out, it's just too far away, the land is inaccessible, the cliffs are inaccessible, and so you go on this boat and just, oh my gosh, what a trip it was. My mission was to take photos, and the swell was about 4 meters. So you're going up 4 meters and you're going down 4 meters and up 4 meters and down 4 meters. And so when it comes to shooting wildlife that moves, you can see the challenge, right? So the challenge was on. The wind was blowing, a gale, it was spitting up the water and throwing it in your face and on your gear. It was freezing cold. It was so rugged up I couldn't feel my fingers or my face by the end of the shot, and it was absolutely exhilarating. Now I use heavy gear for most of the trip. I use my Nikon Z9 with an FTZ adapter and a 150 to 600 Tamron variable zoom lens. So the variable is the aperture is variable, and I use a Peak Design strap that I had nice and tightly tucked into me so my gear wouldn't go flying and smash into something. You also can't stand up. So with that sort of gear, in that sort of conditions, you have to have both hands grabbing hold of the boat. So I couldn't stand up. So I had to engage my core. Yep, that's right, ripped. and pray that you don't smash your own camera into your teeth and knock your own teeth out as the boat goes backwards and forwards and smashes into these waves. And so because of the unevenness of it and the unpredictability of it, it was very difficult to be able to pinpoint these beautiful animals and shoot them when we finally got to see them. So we scooted around the coast of Bruny Island, and then we kind of took a sharp detour south, and about 10 minutes later we bumped into these seal colonies where these beautiful seals are just chilling out and relaxing, and we just really were blessed to have a chance to shoot them and to engage. But as we did that, it's not like the sea calmed down and went, all right, I'll settle. It's the sea got choppier and the waves got bigger and it got more and more intense. So I want to show you how I handled the situation and some of the things I did. So if you're ever wanting to do this cruise, which I highly recommend, or anything like it, these kind of tips might be helpful. First of all, I put my lens hood on because I recognized that there was a fair chance I'd smash my lens on the side of the boat as the water went up and down. And if you put your lens hood on, it can save your lens by, as you decimate your lens hood, which you can replace, you don't decimate your lens. So it was a really good safety precaution to have. I turned mine round so I didn't have the extra weight hanging out there and the extra length. I actually turned the hood round so it hooded over the lens, but I could still access the zoom function. I had an auto focus on 3D tracking, and so that was great, providing something was on screen. When it went off screen, the tracking lost it and then didn't automatically pick it back up. But I had animal eye detect, which worked really, really well when I could see the seals. There was plenty of times where like, oh my, I can't even see them. You're looking up at the sky or down into the ocean. I shot with a very high shutter speed. I put it on 20 frames a second in RAW, so with the Z9 it's able to do that, so it's just pumping. And I had continual focus because I knew that every single shot I'd be moving away or closer to, I'd be moving up and down and side to side, so continual focus was essential. And the auto ISO, because whilst it was the middle of the day, it was still dark sort of rain clouds around. It did rain a bit, we had some rainbows and stuff, and so it was a real challenge to be able to get the light right. So I had auto ISO on, and I put my aperture at about a 7 or 8, maybe even 9, because I wanted it to assist with creating a greater depth of field to make sure that the seals that I'm shooting are in focus. So normally, if all these factors weren't here, I'd shoot with the lowest aperture possible so that everything would be nice creamy bokeh behind it. But in this situation, it wasn't about getting anything behind, it was about the chance of actually shooting a seal. And then I'm waiting for that moment when the seal looks at me, or when it does something interesting, in the midst of seeing it and then not seeing it and then being disorientated about where I am. And so then I finished up the shoot. I came home and I found some excellent photos on the internet of seals because I didn't get to take any. No, I'm joking. Here's some of my seal shots for you guys to enjoy. the way back, we were surrounded by maybe 50 dolphins. The captain said if you see one, just point it out. And I saw one and I yelled, and then we turned around and all of a sudden we're in a sea of dolphins. There was just dolphins everywhere and the kids were loving it. It was just going off, and they are unpredictable. And so they do these 2 jumps. I'm like, sweet, I'm ready for the 3rd jump, and it never came. Or they'd merge and they'd be 4 of them. I'm like, oh, amazing. And then I go to shoot and then they just disappear. So they were very, very difficult to shoot. And I tried some different lenses and different ways there, but I just found it really difficult to get a good shot. But I did manage to get 2, I think, photos. I'll put them up right now. But the GoPro was extremely helpful when Lyndall didn't point it at her face or the sky. Yes, so enjoy some of this GoPro footage. Now I'll leave you with the rest of this footage. There's no need for me to keep going on. You can consider subscribing, say good day in the comments. I'd love to get to know you there. Like the video and even ring the bell. That'd mean a heap to me. And get into the Southern Ocean. Go on, get into it. Well, if you're absolutely mad, the place is freezing, but so epic and wonderful and majestic, and I'm stoked that I can share it with you guys. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. And deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. Deep and